Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Happy Hump Day. We are on episode 63. So, on today's episode, we are going to be discussing things that go on at school. So, teachers, parents, even the students, this is for you. So, grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. So, y'all know how I like to start off my episode. So, we are going to start off with a mental health check. So mentally, I'm honestly at a 10. Like, honestly, at a 10. Everything has been going really, really well. A long, long, long weekend, like 4-day weekend, off Friday. So, Friday, of course, Labor Day was Monday. So, I had a long, restful weekend. Yeah, I'm at a 10. Yeah. And short work week. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to the weekend. I hope that all of you are doing very, very, very well mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything. Like I said, like I always say, if you need to vent, do that, of course, to somebody that you trust or a therapist if you need to, because everybody knows I'm still looking for one. Um, or write it down. Writing is very, very, very therapeutic. Cry if you need to. Y'all know I was talking about crying last episode. So get in the shower and cry. Pray. Do what you need to do. Just get your emotions out. Don't bottle them in, because I think that's why a lot of people are snapping on people these days. Like, it has nothing to do with the outside person. It has nothing to do with them. Like, you could, I don't know, I just feel like everybody is pretty much like one step away from going off on somebody. So I just feel like, don't bottle your emotions in. Like, do not let it out. Now be mindful of how you let it out. Now write it down. Don't be out here fighting to get it off. Um, don't be fighting other people, I should say. Now, if you need to go kickboxing, work out, yoga, whatever, I did say I wanted to try yoga. I did. I don't know, it just seemed relaxing. Go get a massage. Go eat if you need to, because I like to eat. um, I feel like eating, I don't know, eating is just good. Like, go bowl, go do something. Go do something fun that gets your mind off things. I don't necessarily recommend, like, of course, people drink because I've been there where I was just like, okay, I'm going through a lot. Like, work has stressed me out. It's a lot on my mind. Let me just go out for drinks or whatever. I would say, if you do go out for drinks, go out to just get your mind off of things. Don't go out to try to, like, drink your problems away. Because me personally, I feel like your problems are still going to be there after you have gotten sloppy drunk, blacked out drunk. Like, your problems will still be there when you wake up. It's okay to go out, have a drink or two, enjoy yourself, go get some food, go chop it up with your friends. Like, that's cool. But your problems are still going to be there. Like, I don't care if you get blacked out drunk, you wake up the next day, you still depressed, or whatever you're going through is still there. So don't be that person that's like, oh, I'm just gonna drink till I no longer feel nothing, or I'm just gonna drink all my problems away. Baby, them problems are still gonna be there. And I had to tell somebody that the other day, like, you can drink, but them problems still gonna be there. Like, I was there, so I know. But yeah, blackout drunk and shit like that, like, that's not cute. That's not something that you should be out here doing, because if, like I said, people are one step away from going off on people. So if you know that you have, like, a lot of shit going on, I do not recommend that you go out here and get blacked out drunk, sloppy drunk, and especially if you're not the type to control yourself when you drink. Like, you can't drink responsibly, and you cannot control your emotions, because you got some angry ass drunks out here. Like, angry. And if you already going through shit, and then you go out here and drink, and you get angry when you drink, baby, you on a whole nother level. So I do not recommend. But yeah, it's okay to go out here and have a drink or two. But don't sit here and be taking it to the head. Like, no, I don't recommend that. So you gonna have bigger issues like AA if you out here doing all that. So I do not recommend. Like I said, write it down. Vent to somebody that you trust. Go to therapy. Cry about it if you need to. Talk to the Lord because He's always there. Listen to some music. Listen to some gospel music because gospel music just puts me in a whole nother space. Like, I love it. It makes me cry. Which, like I said, everybody needs a good cry every now and again. So that's not really an issue. But please don't be out here drinking your problems away. Or at least think that you are drinking your problems away because you are not. But we are going to go ahead and get into this episode. So something happened in Texas recently, and I'm pretty sure if you have been on social media, you done heard about it. About the principal getting hit in her eye, and her eye getting popped out the socket by a wooden hanger. And I didn't know what type of hanger it was till my sister told me, because I'm like, what type of hanger she get hit with? But then when I read up on it and I seen that it was a wooden hanger, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, popped her eye out of the socket. She had to get airlifted to the hospital, and then she had to have surgery on her eye. Has to have another surgery that might have to remove her eye. She might be blinded permanently. It's just, and I was sitting here trying to figure out how old the child was. I was really trying to figure that out. I don't know if y'all can hear these kids yelling because I'm right by a school, so I don't know if y'all can hear them, but they loud. They having fun, but they're loud. But yeah, I know they said something about like juvenile court or whatever, but it's just like, what is going on with these kids? Like, and then for one, what I read is that they were attacking another student before she came in there. That's why she got called in there in the first place. Then they started throwing stuff at her and other teachers, and she was able to block it, but that hanger came a little too fast because she wasn't able to block that one. And it's like, my goodness. And I agree with her when she's like, students and teachers should not fear going to school, which they should not. And I wanted to be a teacher. Like, growing up, I really, really, really wanted to be a teacher. I used to play like I was a teacher. Like, with my siblings, I was a teacher. Like, I used to give them little math problems and everything like that. Like, math was my favorite subject. I loved it. Still do. But I couldn't imagine being a teacher now and a student think they're about to come in there and try me. Like, I could not. And I just can't imagine getting into it with somebody's parent because I'm letting them know, like, I did this because your child did this. Like, for example, I think it was like months ago. Yeah, it was months ago, I believe, with the girl who got her phone taken, and she walked around the desk and got into it with the teacher. Like, they started tussling. Listen, once you come around this, like I kept telling people, once you come around this desk, I feel like I'm in danger now because I don't know what you're doing when you come around here, because I already told you that you're not getting your phone back. Now, this teacher was on some, okay, no cell phones allowed in my class. Like, you got to put it in your locker, or you got to put it in this little box right here. Y'all can put y'all phones in. Watch me lock it up. It's going to be right here on my desk. You can see it. All y'all phones are in here. I feel like parents and teachers will have a problem with that. Y'all will have a problem with that. And I get that everybody has emergencies and all of that. I completely get it. If your phone ring, well, I don't even think your ringer should be up. I don't really know, but it's a distraction. And then you wondering why your child is getting F's in school, and then you try to blame the teacher. It's not their fault that your child is not paying attention because they're on their phone. Mind you, I used to sneak and be on my phone back in school too, but I've never had a teacher tell me to put my damn phone up either. Never. And I meant to say that parents would have an issue with that, not the teachers. But like I said, I've never had a teacher tell me like, "Oh, you need to put your phone away." Or whatever. Like, personally, I've never had that. Now, if it was like a general thing for the class, cool. But like, Risha, you need to put your phone up. Never had it. Never. And then at the same time, I'm not in there with F's either. So yeah, there's that. Those who get it, get it. Those who do not, you just don't get it. But I just feel like, put your phone away. It's not that serious. And then it's like, if you don't want to put your phone away, you can walk up out of here. Like, you can leave. I'll let the principal know you on your way. And yeah, there's that. But then you have those kids that are like, "Oh, I'm not going nowhere." Like, baby girl, if you not about to put your phone up and you not about to pay attention, get up out my classroom. Like, I don't get it. And it's like, now you taking time away from excuse me, the other kids, when it really shouldn't be like that. And I shouldn't have to keep sitting here talking to you. Like, no, I shouldn't have to do that. So I don't know. It was like 50-50 on the stuff I saw, like who was right, who was wrong. But in my opinion, I don't think the teacher was wrong. That's just my opinion. We can talk about it if you want to talk about it. Google it, see the little video, let me know what you think. Like I said, we can talk about it. But I don't think the teacher was wrong, because like I said, when you walk around my desk, I don't know what you about to do. That's like my other video when someone asked me, like, what would I do if somebody called me the N-word? And I was like, if you walk up in my space, baby, this goes for anybody. If we are especially exchanging some words, and we exchange some words, and then you try to walk up on me, baby, that hand is going out. If you get too close to that hand, I'm going to be like, back it on up. Like, hand is going out. Don't come up in my face. I'm not even going to give you room to, because like I said, I'm extending that hand. Like, if you touch his hand, you a little too close. Like, come on now. So, no, I don't know what you're doing when you walk around here, and you walking around here aggressive with your chest out, trying to show out in front of your classmates or whatever. So, no. I just feel like, I don't know, it's a lot that people can do, period. I feel like, even with the whole bullying thing, because it's a lot of that goes on. It is. And I said I was going to do like an episode with my nieces, as far as like a little kid friendly episode, talking about bullying and peer pressure, pretty much those things that go on in high school or school, period, because I think one of them is in high school, the other ones are in middle school. So yeah, do a little episode with them, because I mean, I know a little something, because of course I went through school and all of that, but they are currently in school, so shit, it might be different things going on now. But excuse me, every time I sneeze, it's like a little tickle or something in my throat. So if you hear me clearing my throat, that's why. But yeah, it's a lot of bullying that goes on. I don't feel like anybody should feel like they don't want to go to school or whatever because they're gonna get bullied. Like, you should not have to send your child to school and be like that. Well, of course you're gonna say, like, I hope my child's okay, they have a great day, all this and that, but you're in the dark about what's really going on. Like, your child mood, they could have loved school and now they just completely hate it. Like, grades are dropping, they not telling you what's going on, they starving when they get out of school because little Billy done took their lunch. Like, no, I just could not imagine somebody trying to bully my child. Could not imagine. And then, if you have been following my podcast, I have talked about somebody effing with my kids. When that time comes, like, listen, I'm going to war for my kids, like 10 toes down behind my kids. That's how my mom always came for us. Like, she didn't play about her kids, like, at all. So I'm not about to play about mine, especially something that came from me. Like, no. Not about to play about him. So it's like, if little Billy don't have his lunch, like, you need to take that up with your parents. And it's like, the crazy thing is that you can go to the school with the issue, and it's like, or your child can go to the teacher, the principal, whoever with the issue. Y'all need to do better at resolving the shit. Like, y'all need to do better. Don't just ignore what's going on until it get too far gone and my child whoop up on the ass. Like, no. And then you want to suspend my child. Like, my mom always knew. Listen, I was not bad at all. Didn't get in no trouble at all. But if I did, my mom knew, like, somebody was fucking with me. Excuse my language. But my mom knew, like, somebody had to be messing with me, because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not confrontational. I didn't get in trouble. I wasn't that kind of girl. So I would only hope the same for my child. Like, they are not that type of person. And if they are not, and they just happen to whoop somebody's ass, somebody had to be messing with them. Somebody had to. Of course, I'm not just going to go off of that. I'm going to get each side of the story, like, what happened. I might not get little Billy's side, okay? But, you know, if we in the principal's office, I have no choice but to get it. But, yeah, like, that's why I feel like these days it's important for kids to have cell phones. I don't know at what age you should let your kid have a cell phone, but I feel like if your child knows how to text, excuse me, because they have, like, a little iPads or whatever, they can talk really well, they can communicate. I feel like get them a little, I don't want to say flip phones, because I feel like flip phones are a little complicated, especially if you got to keep pushing the buttons and ain't nobody got time. Like, I used to hate pushing the little buttons. But they do have, like, touchscreen flips now. So get them a little cheap phone or something. Like, get them something, I feel like, so they can communicate with you. Because I feel like if something goes on, you might not hear about it till you come pick your kid up at the end of the day, and they done been through hell and back. And I would be so livid. Like, don't fuck with my kids. Like, I'm not gonna play that. We'll never play it. And little Billy, like, I might be ready to put my hands on him for messing with my child. And then, of course, it's gonna be World War III with me and their parents. So, yeah, but I would not want to take it there. But like I said, I'm going all 10 when it comes to my kids. Like, not gonna play about my kids. I'm not a confrontational person, but I will handle business if I need to and when I need to. Okay, I feel like for some people that's, like, unbelievable or whatever, but you don't really know me. Okay, you don't. Nobody knows me but me. Nobody know. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but it's like, listen, you have not seen me in that mode, in that zone. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't feel like you have to be out here whooping on somebody's ass every week in the streets for people to believe you. But I feel like it's the people that you underestimate that really will give you the work. Okay? That's how I feel. I'm just interrupting y'all real quick to make sure that whatever platform that you are listening to my podcast on, whether that be YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it may be, make sure that you like this episode. Make sure that you follow my podcast. And let's get back on into the episode. And I feel like as far as, like, bullying goes, it results to other things like violence. And I don't believe in that, like, at all. People bringing weapons to school and all of that. I'm pretty sure we've heard about that. Like, I can't say what I want to say because YouTube, but people bring in weapons that you load up. And recently I have been reading, like, kids getting caught with them in their book bags and stuff, or they done showed somebody and then I guess the kid went and told, which they should. And it's just like, it's too much going on. And I'm not saying that just comes from bullying. It can come from anything. It can come from anything. I don't know what goes on in people's head, but bullying plays a role in that too. And I feel like parents, you need to teach your kids to leave people alone. Like, leave them alone. Mind your business. Don't go out here messing with people. And then in other cases, like, because I feel like some people, let's just say you get into a fight, some people don't know how to take them L's. And I feel like as a kid, because I feel like some adults don't know how to take a L. Like, I've heard about people getting beat up and coming back and offing people. And I just think that's ridiculous. Like, if you got your ass whooped, you just got it whooped. Okay, you just got it whooped. Either you gonna go back and run it again and that be that, or you just gonna take your L and go sit the fuck down. Like, it's no need to keep dragging it on. It's no need for somebody to lose their life because you got your ass whooped. Like, it's no need for that. That's how I feel. It's no need. But yes, so today, I believe this happened today, if I'm not mistaken, in Georgia, a high school, somebody took a weapon to school, and it was like almost an hour after school had started. Like, classes started. Yeah, classes started. That's when the first call came through, 9:30 in the morning. First call, 9:30 now, bright and early. And the suspect who is in custody is a 14-year-old. Young, like, just throwing your life away. Young. Offed 4 people, rest in peace to them, and injured 9 people. And I just could not imagine. And we've heard about those things going on. You know, and it's just going on too much and too often. Like, I just could not imagine being a parent and being in that situation. Like, I just could not imagine. Like, rushing up there to the school, trying to get into the school, to just hoping and praying that my child is safe. Like, I just could not imagine. And it's making me emotional thinking about it. Like, I just could not imagine, like, waiting. And I wouldn't even want to wait. I would want to go in there. Okay, I would want to go in there and go get my child. I just could not imagine waiting for my child to come out, to even see if they come out. And then let's just say you see kids coming out and your child has not came out yet. I just couldn't imagine. Like, that fear, that hurt. No, I could not. And then it's like, you don't know if your child is safe, like they're hiding, or if they're on the ground injured. Like, you don't know. I just could not imagine that. And I feel like, officers, I'm going to need you, either let me go in there and get my child, which I don't mind dropping to the ground for my child. Like, I would not mind. I would not. I would not. And it's nothing that I would do differently. Either you go in there and get them, or you let me go up in there and get them. That's how I feel. And I feel like you shouldn't tell me no, that you are not going to let me go in there, and no, you not going in there. No, it's either one or the other. That's how I feel. You got to put yourself in my shoes. Like, if that was your child, what would you do? Would you want to sit out here? Like, no, you wouldn't. So, no, I just couldn't imagine. And I feel for those parents. And it was like, it was a long line of parents just waiting. And I'm pretty sure all of them did not wait. I'm pretty sure they pulled up, skirted that car, hopped on out, and tried to go up in that school. Like, I just could not imagine. I just couldn't. I could not. And it breaks my heart because, and I hate to even ask, like, what was going on for that child. But I pray that they get the help that they need. I don't care, honestly, what was going on. It's no excuse or no reason, excuse me, as to why you should bring a weapon to school and do what you did. It's no excuse for it. It's no reason. In my opinion, it's no reason at all. No reason. But I pray that they get the help that they need. I pray for all parties that are involved, honestly. And I feel like more needs to be done. I was listening to a podcast today. Yeah, today. And they were just talking about something that happened at one of the schools. I don't know. I think it was like, I was listening to an old episode, so it was like probably something I done already heard about before, but it's just like, one of the girls were like, her daughter was like, she doesn't want to go to school anymore, and she was like that. I don't know if she sent her daughter back to school or if I think her daughter is in school, I believe. But she was like, she would never forgive herself if something happened to her daughter when she sends them back to school. And I understand her completely. I wouldn't forgive myself either. I would feel like it's my fault. I would feel like my child was trying to tell me something. The Lord was speaking through my child, and I sent them to school. And I know that people will be like, well, you can't blame yourself, you didn't know. And I would still feel like, well, my fucking child told me. Like, they didn't want to go back, but I sent them back anyway. You know, like, so I would blame myself too. I 100% understand. I would never forgive myself for that. Never. Like, and I just couldn't imagine something happening to my child. I just feel like it, like me being not all the way, I don't even want to word it that way. Me still feeling the emotions and going through the motions of my mom passing away, I can only imagine if something happened to my damn child. I can only imagine, like, my heart would be broke. I would not be the same person. I feel like at that point, nothing else can happen to me that would hurt me more. Like, I just feel like nothing else could happen to me. Losing my mom, then turning around and losing my child. Well, I ain't gonna say turn around, but losing my child like years later, I would be so hurt. And then it's like, excuse me, on top of the hurt, I would be angry. I would be so angry because it's just like, why my child? Why anybody's child? But I don't know. I would really, really, really have to go to therapy, like, if something happens to my child. My mom, then my child, like, I would have to go to therapy. I don't know, honey. Like, mentally, I would not be there. I would not, to be completely honest. Like, I feel like I would need to go check myself in somewhere. To be completely honest, if something happens to my child at a school, like, I don't even want to think about it. I could not imagine the hurt and the pain, you know, like, I couldn't imagine. And that's all I can say. Cause, yeah, but, so, yeah. And then just to hear that your child doesn't want to go back because they're scared. Baby, I'm scared for you. And it's like you have to put on this brave face and encourage your child to go back, that everything is going to be okay. And then you got to get them counseling. And it's a lot to do. And I just feel for the parents, even the teachers, because teachers be putting their life on the line for these kids too. You know, like, yeah, I feel for the teachers and the students and the parents. Like, I don't know. I just could not imagine. And it's like, it just makes me think, like, what for the people that do what they do to harm students, you know, schools and stuff like that. It just makes me wonder, like, what is going on at home? Because you are so young. Like, what's going on at home? Like, are you getting are you getting the love that you need? What is it? Is something going on mentally? Was nobody paying attention to you? Was there no signs? Like, it just, and then it's like you have to do better at paying attention to your child, being attentive. And it's like even down to their social media. You have to pay attention. I don't care if they are in high school. You have to pay attention to what they are doing on the internet. And I feel like 9 times out of 10, or majority of the time, people normally write what they are going to do, what their next move is on social media. Because they want people to know what they're going to do. And some people just write the shit out for you. It's just, are we paying close attention? Do we really care? That's what it's about. Because I feel like when people write on social media like they can't do this anymore, they about to do X, Y, and Z, to themselves, that is a cry for help. Now, on the other hand, with the person that's taking weapons to school and stuff like that, I don't know if they are on some cry for help type stuff, but I feel like it's like they want you to know what they are about to do. They want you to know that it was them. They don't plan to make it out of this situation. That's how I feel. And I feel like parents, you have to provide that safe space for your child to communicate what is going on. This goes back to the bullying, because that's why I say you have to understand that person who did what they did, like mentally, like what was going on. Were there any signs? Were they given a safe space to communicate what was going on? And then outside of all of that, like when it comes to the bullying and your child acting out, behavior wise and all of that, you have to think about the people that your child is hanging around with, their peers. Like, that definitely matters, who your child is around. I know that you can't have eyes on them 24/7, 365. I get it completely. I do. Because that's the same as your child going to school one way, and then when they get to school, they change their outfit. Like, because people did that all the time. So, it's just like, you can't have eyes on your child all the time. I completely get it. I do. But it's just like, when you do have eyes on your child, please be mindful about who they're hanging around with. Keep a close eye on who they're hanging around with. If things start to change with their behavior, all of that, how they talking to you, listen. Because if they start to get slick at the mouth, when they start rolling with Rodney and them, you need to stop them from rolling with Rodney. Now, if Rodney goes to their school, they're going to be around Rodney at school. But outside of school, no, you cannot be with Rodney and Tyrone and them. Like, you cannot. You cannot. So, yeah, you have to be present in your kids' lives. Be present. Be as present as you can be. I know that you work. I know that you have things that you have to tend to, all of this, but you have to show up for your kids. You have to be present. Because some kids act out because they want attention from you. Excuse me, that is the only way that they know how to get attention from you. You're going to pay attention when they are acting out. Excuse me. And it's terrible, but that's the reality of it. Give your child that love, that attention. And I'm not saying that kids who get the love and attention do not act out, because shit, they do too. They do too. Kids who grew up in 2-parent households, were spoiled, got everything they wanted, they still act out. So I'm not saying that just because you give them that love and that attention, they are not going to act out, because shit, they still might do that. But it just depends on them as a person. Okay? You could have done everything right when it came to your child. You could have raised them with morals, respect. At least you thought that you instilled that in them. But here they are being rude, disrespectful, all of this, and that's not the child that you raised. So again, that goes back to who are they hanging out with? What has changed with them? Like, what is going on? So yeah, you gotta, and I feel like parents, just take the time out to be there for your child. Communicate with your child. Talk to them. Don't talk at them. Talk to them. Communicate. Give them the floor to let you know what's really going on. And I feel like these parents today, I don't really know about y'all. Like, I really don't. And it's like, when your child acts out or does something, you need to correct them right then. You don't need to laugh and think the shit is funny. And I seen a post that said, nothing is funny or cute about a disrespectful child. And I 100% agree. I don't do disrespectful kids. Like, I don't do that. I don't play them games. Go back to your mama and your daddy, baby. Because I don't play them games. I'm not that person. I'm not that aunt that's going to play around with you. Like, go back to your mama, your daddy, whoever. But don't do that over here. And then it was another post that said, what you don't correct at 5 will, I think it said will continue, or will something, will show when they get an adult or something like that. And I agree. I agree. I'm not saying that you have to whoop your child for every little thing, because you do not. But you need to correct your child. If your child is saying what to an adult and that's not how you were raised, and that's not how you are raising them, you need to correct that. If your child is being disrespectful, if your child is hitting an adult, if your child is not listening, you need to correct that. Don't just let that shit continue. Act like you don't hear it. And I feel like parents, and I have always felt this way, I should not have to yell at your child if you in the room. If you are in the room, if you are in the house, I don't care if you in the damn kitchen and I'm in the living room, come get your child. Like, if you hear me talking to your child like, Billy, sit down, don't be like, Billy, and then he keep doing what he doing, and I'm like, Billy, and you hear me saying Billy, because you know that's your child name. But you on your phone, like you stated on your phone, honey, I hate to say this. I really don't. But I hate to say this, okay? Let's just say that you are in the living room. We all in the living room now. And Billy is just jumping on the couch, honey. And I'm like, Billy, you need to sit down. Billy, sit down. And Billy sit down. Or Billy keep bouncing, because Billy know you don't mean it, honey. Like, you don't have enough bass in your voice for Billy. So, Billy keep bouncing. Okay? I might say, you need to sit down, Billy. That's my last time talking to Billy, baby. That's my last time. Billy can hit the floor. And I'm going to let you come on up over there and get him. Like, I'm not going to pick Billy up off the floor. Because I have been telling Billy he needed to sit down. Tell Billy to stop jumping on that couch. You, on the other hand, have not been active when it came to the child, because you see other adults in there. And I have never liked it. I have always felt like people should not have to talk to your child when you are present. I could see if you were using the bathroom and Billy in here bouncing. I'm like, Billy, you need to sit down. Like, I'm not going to tell you again. And then you can't get upset because people are checking your child. No, you cannot get upset. You cannot be like, what they doing? Or something like that. Like, okay, let them bounce on. When they hit this table, or they hit the wood, or put an eye out, or anything, that's between you and Billy. I'm just going to sit there like I ain't hear nothing. I ain't see nothing. And that's just what it is. Don't talk to Billy once they leaking. Like, it's too late then. You have to be attentive to your kids. I'm not a mom. Like, I'm not. I don't have one running around and all of that, but I see it all the time. Like, I see it. You have to be attentive, and listen, you have to correct your kids. If they are doing something that they are not supposed to be doing, and they have done it 25 times, why are you waiting till the 26th time to try to tell them not to do it? Me, I'm going to tell them right then, sit down. Oh, you need to stop jumping on the couch. But if their parent is sitting there and ain't saying shit, you think they're going to take me serious? No, they are not, and that's the problem. That's the problem right there. You are in the room and you're not correcting. And then it's like, you didn't tell them that all 25 times that they were doing it. But if they were to say that, oh, you trying to be smart? No, they are correct. Because the first time that you seen them bounce, you should have said something. It shouldn't have taken me to say something for them to sit it down. Like, no, I don't like lazy ass parents. No. That phone is not more important than your child. Because I can see y'all now at the park. They down the street and you still on your phone. Like, no, that's a problem. And parents who don't see an issue with somebody else yelling at your child and all of that while you are present, you are the problem. And yes, I'm going to say it. You are the problem. You're the problem. If nobody else has told you, I'm telling you right now that you are the problem. And you need to fix it. So I say all of that to say, like, students, teachers, parents, we all have a part to do. Like, we shouldn't just be kicked back with our feet up. We all play a part in everything that is going on in our lives, in other students' lives, in parents' lives, even in the teachers' lives. It's respect all across the board. Communicate. Be attentive. Be respectful. Like, we all play a role in everything that is going on. And I feel like with communication, anything is possible when you communicate. And when you give the floor to everybody to communicate. And then you have to receive what they are saying. Teachers, if a student comes to you with something, receive it. Don't be defensive. Don't yell at them. Don't do all that. Parents, if a student comes to you with something, receive it. And then students, if a teacher or a parent comes to you with something, receive that. That's it. It's like, it's a respect thing. Communicate. If something is bothering you, there are counselors. Communicate that. Like I said, teachers and staff at the school, if a student comes to you with something, or if a parent comes to you with something that is regarding their child, you need to listen. You don't need to take it lightly. It does not need to go in one ear out the other. It don't need to stack up with a whole bunch of paperwork, with a whole bunch of complaints. Like, no, you need to be on top of your shit. And that's just what it is. I don't understand. It shouldn't be like, I had communicated with the school 50 times and never heard anything back, and they were always saying that they were looking into it. No. Why did it take 51 when something drastic happened for y'all to realize what was really going on? Finally hear what the parent was saying. Like, no. Or what the student was saying. No. So I feel like everybody plays a part. Everybody has a role. Like, come on. Like, no. Everybody has something that they can be doing. I don't care what it is. Everybody has a role. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Make sure that you rate, share, comment, do my polls and Q&As that can only be found on Spotify. Only on Spotify. If you are listening on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn my post notifications on. Like my video. Comment. Let me know what you thought about it. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.